December 2nd, Nigeria was busy carrying propaganda against me because I'm fighting for my people, and I have succeeded in getting the mandate of over 50 million Biafrans, giving their mandate under my leadership. I am talking about legal age of over 50 million Biafrans. The history is being made, and I thank you all for believing in me. Good afternoon, France. This is the 11th day of November 2024. And I am here again to respond to a question by somebody who just asked me, Prime Minister, what do we do to sustain the peace and security we've brought to Biafra land? And I said, I am going to make this video to respond because I know many people are going to be asking the same question. So here is my response. The only way to sustain the peace that we have brought to Biafra territory and is to make sure that Nigeria never breed within our territory. The Nigeria terrorist army, Nigeria terrorist state police, and every arm carrying person territory must not be allowed to breed, because they are the main cause
The laptop is not actually working well. I'm just managing the laptop, so it's giving me some issues. Good morning, Charles. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. It's quite unfortunate. I may not continue the broadcast maybe tomorrow, because this is the third time I am coming up again, and I wouldn't like that. So I just want to appreciate everyone that is joined. Maybe tomorrow we continue for where we stopped. Today is not in any way friendly for what I want to do today. So my gadget is seriously affecting the broadcast, and I'm even losing concentration because of that. Because I know it's not easy for somebody to just come to listen and you go off and on. It's not encouraging. But one thing I want our people to understand is that our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, made us to understand that this our freedom is not going to be easy, and that if our freedom that we are fighting is not worth dying for, there is no need for that freedom at all. You see the way Prince Charles is holding the drug lord Tinubu. See the way he put a leash on his neck. This is the way every one of you that do not want to support this freedom, that is supporting one Nigeria, this is the way Nigerian government is pushing. We put a leash on your neck. Yes, this is how will be your this will be your position in Nigeria. This will be a situation you find yourself, even when you are in Biafra land, because you refuse to do the right thing. You accepted Nigeria to control you. You accept Nigeria to dictate what you do. You accept Nigeria to use you anyhow that they want you, even at the detriment of your people. This is how Nigeria is going to put a leash on your neck unless you rise up and fight for Biafra. Biafra that we are fighting is for every one of us, each and every one of us. Biafra is for the betterment of your nation, it's for the betterment of your community, it's for the betterment of your kindred, your district, your families, your children. That is why we are fighting for Biafra. Biafra is not a personal property of anybody. That is why we encourage everybody to come and support, because it is not a prerogative right of Ogechukwu Nkere to fight for Biafra. Neither is it Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or Simon Ekpa Njoko. It should be a collective responsibility for every one of us. You see how our people are being molested and harassed under Nigeria. You see how our people are being used against us. This is because of what Nigerian government planned for Biafran territory. They know that 99% Biafrans want Biafra. The 1% actually also want Biafra, but because they are so much focused on what they are going to get from Nigeria, that I would say is the reason why they allow themselves to be used against their people. If every Biafran come today together and support the Biafran government in exile, believe you me, before this year runs out, we are going to be in Biafran land. I'm not also ruling that possibility out. But the reason why we are still shouting for Biafra is because vast majority of those who should contribute for the freedom of their people are so much focused on their personal and selfish interests. They are not even concerned about what will become of their land in 10 years, in 5 years to come, if Biafra is not restored. Our leader have always given us a reference. He said, if you don't know what Biafran will look like, or Nigeria will look like, just consider the situation of the Hausa tribe. The Hausa tribe were a referred tribe, respected, but they allowed themselves to be used by the Fulanese. When the Fulanese came, they deceived them by first of all telling them that their leaders, their elders, their emirs are corrupt, that they are coming to help them to fight the corruption. The Hausa people allowed the Fulanese to fight corruption for them. What did the Fulanese do? The Fulanese now started by taking out their leaders. Those their leaders that they said they are corrupt, the Fulanese started eliminating them one after the other. And when they eliminate them, what did they do? They replace them with Fulani. When they eliminate, they replace them with Fulani. This is how the Hausa tribe become a conquered tribe today. You find out that today you can only hear the Hausa language, but there is no strong man, there is no strong person that can now categorically stand up for the Hausa tribe because the Fulani has emasculated them. The Fulanis have subdued them into, being servants to them. This is the same thing they wanted to do or replicate in Biafran territory. They appoint your Ohaneses, they appoint your Igwes, they appoint your governors. Through the governors that they are controlling, through the governors, they now control your local government chairman. To the local government chairman, they control your councillors, while they are also in charge and control of your representative and senators. So when they buy all these people over, the youth can no longer rise up. And once they have these people at their beck and call, they eliminate them at will. And that is why in your communities today, you can see the atrocity that they are committing. But those that are in charge of the affairs of your community cannot rise up to challenge them. They cannot rise up to defend their various communities. Why? Because the position that they occupy was made possible by the Fulanese. Hope Uzodinma, for instance, was put as a governor of Imo State by Fulanese. So every person that Hope Uzodinma is going to give any political office or position will directly respect Hope Uzodinma and work with Hope Uzodinma, who in turn is being checkmated by the Fulanese who put them in power. So this is what they try to use the governors, the senators, the representatives, the local government chairmen to do in our land. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, is in detention till tomorrow. And none of them have the balls. The governors from the southeast, they do not have the balls to even go to Aso Rock and tell the government that they want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back, because they are the ones who were used to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the first place. So this is the reason why we are telling this generation that we will not allow ourselves to be used. We must allow ourselves to be willing tools in the hands of the Fulanis, because that is what they want to convert us to. They come and kill us. Nobody speaks for us. Nobody talks for us. You now see how they reintegrate the people that they sent to come and kill you. They reintegrate them into the army and police. How can you reintegrate a terrorist into the army and police and you expect him to work disciplinedly? It does not happen. A terrorist will always be a terrorist anywhere he is. So the Nigerian police, the Nigerian army that all you see every blessed day, they are all terrorists in uniform. And that is why there is a lot of insecurity in that evil contraption, because the people that we are supposed to fight the insecurity are insecurity themselves. They are engineers of the insecurity. So how are you going to fight against yourself? So it is an appeal to Biafrans. We need to come together and fight for the freedom of our land. We need to come together and fight our common enemy. Our common enemy are the Nigerian state. Our Nigerian state is controlled by the British. So we must fight the Nigerian state directly and indirectly. The Nigerian state in our land are the governors. The governors are the Nigerian government representatives in Biafra land. Tinubu is using Hope Uzodimma to commit crime in Imo State. Tinubu is using Oti to commit insecurity in Abia State. Tinubu is using Mba to destroy lives and properties of our people in Enugu State. So, name it, Tinubu is using Soludo to render our communities, our people useless in Anambra State. So the government, the Nigerian government agents that we have in our land, their proxies in our land are the governors that you have. Why the governors are using their commissioners, the police commissioners, all these appointments that they are doing in local government, Soludo is controlling you through them. So if you are not comfortable and you don't like what is being done against our land, you must rise up now and support Biafran restoration. This is very, very important, because if we don't have Biafra, like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, we are going to remain slaves for the rest of our lives, and our generation and generation unborn will also be slaves under Nigeria. And that is why we are putting everything in place to make sure that we are not taken as slaves in the land that our ancestors left for us. It's not going to happen. The Nigerian government are working for the British. The British, we now understand, prefer the Muslim. They prefer the Fulanis to the Christians. They claim to be a Christian nation, but Britain is now an Islamic nation. So they now want Nigeria to be their, Islamic conquest from Africa. So Nigeria have been designed to be conquered by the Islamic world, and we can't allow that to happen. So the British government are using the Nigerian government to control the Biafran territories. The Nigerian government are using the governors to control the Biafran territories. The governors are using the local government chairmen to control the communities. You see, that is how they have divided their evil schemes in our land. And these people are mean. These people are dangerous. These people are disastrous to our existence. We must not allow that to happen. So I want to appeal to Biafrans. Anywhere that you are as a Biafran, anywhere that you are listening, it is an appeal and it is coming from the Biafran government in exile. We have called times without number for everybody to come. Let us form a unified force to fight against the terrorist Nigerian state. Bring your contributions, bring your support. Let all be under the Biafran Republic government in exile. This is the only government that is recognized to fight for the freedom of Biafra. No other government. There is no other government known anywhere, not even in Nigeria, to fight for the restoration of Biafra independence. It is under the Biafran Republic government in exile. Under this government. So nobody is going to take that away from us. So we should do everything humanly possible to support this government that is really protecting our nation, that is really fighting and speaking for us. If we don't do that, we are going to remain slaves forever and ever. Every person that you see say fighting for Biafra, they are not actually fighting for Biafra. They are not fighting for Biafra. Take for instance Ngozi Orabufulani. Ngozi Orabueze is, Ngozi Orabueze Ngozi Orabueze is actually being used to try to destroy what BRGIE is doing. But did she succeed? The answer is no, and she can never succeed. The reason why she didn't succeed was because we have hard cores. The reason why she didn't succeed was because we have over 100 men and women that we are choosing by Chukwu Okike Abiyama to stand for Biafra. The reason she didn't succeed was because Chukwu Okike Abiyama have already made us to understand that Biafra must come in our own time. The reason she didn't succeed was because our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also made us to understand that no matter what anybody does, you cannot stop the coming of Biafra. That is why you see that even when she left Brigi with over 97% cabinet at that time in 2024, she did not succeed. So the reason why Ngozi could not succeed was because Biafra was destined to come. And our leader made us to understand no matter what anybody does, it can never stop the coming of Biafra. Since that time, every promises that she has made to her followers that followed her at that particular time since 2024, has she fulfilled that promise? The answer is no. Why? You ask yourself, why has she, those promises that she made, elephant promises, have not been fulfilled? It's because she was never genuine. There were never any genuine promises that was going to be fulfilled, because that is a decoy for her to deceive Biafrans into abandoning the Biafran government in exile. When she could not succeed, Imam Madabo also came on his own. So the bottom line is that none of these people, no matter their sabotage, no matter their whatever they are doing, they can never succeed to destroy Biafran government in exile, because this is the government that is representing the Biafran people. Irrespective of the fact that people do not want to give credence, people do not want to give credibility to BRGIE. Eventually, they are going to accept the obvious. Yes, they are going to accept the obvious. No matter what anybody does, no matter what they do, eventually they must come to terms with Biafran Republic government in exile. Because this is the government that is actually fighting for Biafran restoration. In the history of Biafran freedom fighting, Biafra has not come to these terms. They have not gotten to this level in the history of Biafran freedom fight. That we now have a prime minister that goes to Washington, D.C. and talks about Biafra. Sit down with cabinet men, women, policymakers in America to talk about Biafran restoration project. We have our attorney, we have our lobbyist, all working together for the benefit of Biafra. This is the first time in the history that we have a congressional Biafran briefing that was on 18th of September last year. So anybody that is telling you that they are doing something outside BRGIE, that person is a liar, that person is a deceiver, and that person is the enemy of Biafra. That person is the enemy of our freedom. So we need to come together. Only not miss their road to Ngozi or miss your road to Emma. Make a U-turn. Come back and reclaim your rightful place. Come back and support the government. Come back. Let us all get, if every one of you that say, oh, Ngozi is fighting for Biafra, Emma is fighting for Biafra, if any one of you that genuinely want Biafra to be restored, all these months that Ngozi and Emma have spent deceiving you without any result to show for it, it will have even moved you out of their group. All this month of deceit should have even convinced you to come back to Briggy, where we have remained consistent from day one up to this moment. Briggy have not shifted an inch. Briggy have not shifted an inch. You ask yourself, all these things that are happening, Ngozi have shifted her ground, Emma have shifted her ground, but Briggy still remains where it is. Is it not a proof for you to understand that Briggy is the only government that is unshakable, that remains committed for the freedom of our people and the release of our leaders, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpanjoko? And let me use this opportunity as well to address some people who sent message on my inbox. Oh, that yes, the 100 men Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was talking about. Now, this is the time for them to come forward and join the Nnemeka Ejiofor group. Listen, the 100 men that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu talked about are in Biafran Republic government in exile. You know why? The reason being that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made us to understand that the 100 men are men who are willing, who are ready to sacrifice their time, to sacrifice their resources, to give their best in support of freedom. The 100 men that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu talked about are men who are committed towards Biafran restoration project, that will go at any length, that will stand the test of time at any given time. When you talk about Biafra, they are there. When you call them for Biafra, they are there. When you call for funding for Biafra, they are there. When you call them for protest, they are there. When you call them for broadcast, they are there. When you call them to stand for our leaders, to defend our leaders, to speak for our leaders, they are there to do the needful. These are the men that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu referred to when he was talking about the 100 men. The 100 men can never be achieved under Nigeria. It is practically impossible. It is only those people who don't have the spirit of Biafra that will not understand what Nnaemeka Ejiofor meant when he was referring to 100 men. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu said, oh, they should come on board and support the 100 men. 100 men that are going to discuss with America, 100 men that are going to, talk about Biafran restoration project under Nigeria. Are you kidding me? If you are reasonable enough, you will understand that there is no way Mazin Nnamdi Kanu can function in Nigeria as a freedom fighter. It is not happening. It can never be possible. In 2015, only Mazin Nnamdi Kanu was talking in radio for Biafra. When he came down to Nigeria, was he not kidnapped and released on 2017? He was not released though, but Nigerian government were forced to release him. The same Mazin Nnamdi Kanu Nigerian government went to kidnap in 2021 because of the same Biafra. So how do you now expect Mazin Nnamdi Kanu to be in Nigeria and form 100 men and stay in Nigeria and fight for Biafra? Are you something is wrong with you? Most of you that will reason in that area. So anybody that is telling you to come and join any 100 men group, run for your life, because they will eventually give your name to Nigerian government. Nigerian government will kidnap you, they will prosecute you, and there is nothing anybody. They will lock you up and nothing can happen. The same way they lock Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, they are going to lock you because you are talking about Biafra. So when anybody tells you about 100, when anybody tells you about 100 men, don't fall for that crap. Tell the person that what Ogechukwu Nkere, what Biafran Republic government in exile is doing, what Elias is doing in Washington, D.C., amounts to the activities of the 100 men that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu talked about, because they are fighting for Biafra. They are speaking for Biafra. So, which other 100 men are you talking about? When they ask you to make donation for 100 men, I want you to know that they now want to share money. They want you to donate money that they are going to share. Yes, because I can't pinpoint one singular thing that they have achieved, that they have done. Not even a press release that is coming from Washington, D.C., and referencing these groups as one of those who were responsible. Huh? Not even one press release that is coming from White House to say that this is as a group, this group, I met them, it's as a result of that, oh, this information or this memo is coming out. No, these people are just there deceiving our people, deceiving Biafrans, taking your money and doing business with it. Why deceiving you that they are fighting for Biafra? if they deceive you at this time, it's because you want to be deceived. Don't allow yourself to be deceived. Look for Biafran Republic Government in Exile and join. If you don't know, go to our website www.biafranrepublicgovernment.org and can read up every activity of Biafran Republic Government in Exile. That is a proof. That should be a proof of your belonging. Before you can join any group, let that group tell you what they have done with references to what they have achieved. That should be your standing point or starting point. Because somebody cannot just say, oh, I am fighting for Biafra, I'm speaking for Biafra, come and give me money, come and donate so that we go and hire a lawyer for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And you did not ask him, where have you gone? Where did you stop? Let me see what achievement you have made before you can donate the money. But under Biafran government in exile, everything is there on the website for you to see. And let me remind Biafrans as well, because of the nature of of what the government is doing, it is very, very important that we reactivate our radio, our satellite dishes in Biafran territory and our television stations. The Biafran government in exile is calling on Biafrans in the home and in diaspora to come and support this noble cause. To support this noble cause. To support the reinstallations of our television, our radio, TV, satellite dishes, so that whenever information is related to the Biafran people, Biafrans will get a first-hand information. Very, very important. So support with your Eje and Ejema. No amount is too big or small. As a matter of fact, if 50 million Biafrans that voted for the self-referendum, if you can be contributing one Eje, we are going to get 50 million Eje, one Eje on every week. By now, we would have gotten our freedom. But because majority want Biafran freedom, but they don't want to put their money to support the freedom. You know actually whether this freedom is being funded by Biafrans in the homeland and in diaspora. You know that your liberation is being funded, your restoration is being funded by yourself. You want Biafra. Over 50 million voted for Biafran referendum, meaning that they want Biafra. But when it comes to contribution, this 50 million, only very few, not even a million, is contributing for this freedom. It is very, very not encouraging. And more importantly, it is those in diaspora that are carrying this freedom up to this moment, especially our Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere. So you that is in the homeland, you are suffering, but you want to be free. You have to commit your money as well, so that Biafra will be restored and everybody will now be free from terrorism. We are going to be free from Islamization agenda of the terrorist Nigerian state. I just want to speak because today, I was not allowed to do my normal broadcast. So tomorrow we are going to have a normal broadcast, and as well open now the put link so that Biafrans may join us and make their contributions. Chloroyoshi, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Biafran Oracle TV. It has been a while. Wachinek, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Ndewo nwa Chineke. Chinyere Obiefune. Ndewo. Ndewo. Charles Oji. I really appreciate every one of you. Like I said, we are all expected to join hands together for Biafra to be restored. It is a collective responsibility. The ball is now in our court. Having said that, please bear with me. We are going to do our normal broadcast tomorrow. We are going to talk about the British government atrocities in our land, in conjunction with the Nigerian government supervising the British atrocity in our land. The Nigerian government using the governors and our states, the governors using the local government chairmen and our local government, and the local government using the councillors on our various councils or districts. This is the chain how the Nigerian government are using to control our region. Why they want to implement their Fulani Islamic agenda in our land. So your love for money, your love for power is the reason why you want your people to be slaves for the rest of their lives. We cannot allow that to happen, not while we are still very much alive. We cannot allow that. It's not going to happen. We are not going to allow that to happen, not while we are still very much here. So my wonderful Biafran brothers and sisters, thank you for joining me. And I want to sign out from here. But remember, if it is not Briggy, it is not Briggy. If it is not Biafran Republic government in exile under Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere, every money, every donation you make is being used for personal issues. Any money that you pay to Emma and Ngozi, they are using it for themselves. So you have to support Biafran government so that your money can be utilized for the Biafran cause. So my name still remember as David Nana. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please try as much as possible to do so. And I want to really plead and appeal to my listeners. Like today, I had issues with my network and as well as my gadget. Please bear with me. It's not my fault, but I just wish that I'll change my gadget soon. I just wish, because I have to change it so that I will not be having all these network glitches. These are avoidable. It gives me a lot of concern, but I don't have option. That's why I'm still using what I'm using. When I succeeded in changing it, then we will have a free-flowing broadcast. Okay, so please, whenever you come and you see that my network or my gadget is not functioning well, Just remember that I told you, yeah, okay? So, yeah, that is it. So, thank you so much. And have a wonderful day. Please, we appreciate our leaders, Mazin Nandekano, our first Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekwanjoko. Our appreciation, more importantly, goes to Biafran government in exile, our Prime Minister, our attorney, and our lobbyist for doing wonderful in Washington, D.C. A lot is happening in Washington, D.C. for Biafran restoration. You saw an American senator or representative talking about division of Nigeria. This wouldn't have been possible without the inputs coming from our lobbyists and the engagement coming from our Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere. So while we are still pushing ahead, contributing, we will continue to expect more positive outcomes from our Prime Minister and from the government in Washington, D.C. This is the reason why I told you that Ima and Ngozi are not here for the freedom of Biafra. Rather, they are here to distract us for what we are doing, but they are not going to succeed. So, remember, your AJ and Ejemma will go a long way in putting every necessary mechanism in place for Biafran freedom. I appreciate our Biafran Defense Forces, and I appreciate every one of you that always contribute towards our freedom, because that is the greatest gift you can give to our children who are suffering under Nigeria now. Biafra is the greatest gift, and we must do everything to make it happen. Ndewo no Chineke. I'm bye from here.